Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello and welcome to the Real Ramblers. I am Rambler number 1, Bill, and I'm here with Rambler number 2,
Lee, me, Ramble 2.
Here
we go to talk to you. I am a rapper. Why am I doing this?
I don't know.
I was going to ask the same thing.
The Lee that showed up today is animated.
I'm claymation.
If only you could see him. How's everybody doing out there? Oh yeah, we can't hear you back. Okay, so today we're going to talk about something a little different.
Burritos.
Yeah.
What do you like in it?
Why does Deadpool like them so much?
That's a chimichurri.
No, today we're going to talk about physical formats. There's been a lot of changes in the movie industry over the past little while. Well, a little while meaning decade.
What is time?
Physical formats has been a thing since the 80s when the VHS beta war came out. Before then, it's so weird to think of the time before then that it was like you'd go see a movie at the theater and then come home and then you'd be like, well, can't see that again.
Oh yeah.
Like even before VHS would be like ever
unless it's on TV.
Yeah, NBC might show it a year or two from now.
So weird.
It's very strange to think that there was a time when that was the reality.
And funny now that we're like, this fucking movie came out like 3 weeks ago in theaters. Like, why isn't it on streaming yet?
I know. It's so strange.
Problems.
So I'm pretty sure I was born with the collector gene. Because I mean, when I was a kid, I collected toys, and I was very specific about. Even as a young kid, I was like, I would organize them. The house
That's
we lived in,
OCD.
Yeah, well, I have that as well. But the house we lived in, one of the houses we lived in, I had the entire attic, which was 2 rooms, and one of the rooms was set up like a kitchen, so I had a counter with a sink and everything, and I had drawers and cupboards, and I would organize them in like drawer number 1, Star Wars figures, drawer number 2, G.I. Joes, cupboard number 1, G.I. Joe vehicles.
My actual kitchen today is that.
Yeah.
The pots and pans are in the backyard.
Yeah, so I've always had that collector bug. So when VHS became a thing, I remember a buddy of mine, Corey, that his mom got him Star Wars in VHS before you could buy them.
Wow.
And she just knew somebody at a video store and bought it for $120. And he was like,
days.
yeah, and he was like, check it out, everybody. I have a copy of Star Wars. And we're like, shut up.
Yeah.
So it was huge. But then I got into VHS, some betas for a while. I think at the max of my VHS collecting, I had about 800 of them.
Yeah.
And our dad built like those shelves that went around 3 walls of my basement room.
Right.
And I had all my VHS on there. And I also had them on like tin shelves. So yeah, I love those. I still have a little bit of VHS, but it wasn't ones I kept. I rebought them later because
that's my midlife.
Because I was really a ditch the format for the new format guy.
Yeah.
I really wasn't I'm going to keep all the formats guy. But yeah, with the advent of video stores and, I mean, I was addicted back in the day, going to see like, did they put this title on sale yet? Is this title for sale yet? What new is on video? Because what can I buy now? And I just couldn't stop it. And then
it was your crack. You never got into drugs.
It still is kind of. And then after high school, I got jobs in video stores, which were some of the best retail days of my life. Like I just enjoyed I never called in sick. I would love going in and being surrounded by movies every day and people walking up to me and saying, what movies do you think are good? Like, come on, can you find a better job for me?
My favorite was always when you would tell me that people would like mess up the names of movies.
Oh my God.
Which happened all the time.
All the time.
or even just like things where they put the word the in front of movies. Like,
yeah.
Now, do you have The Alien?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
one of my favorites was.
I know what you're going to say.
I know. In the window, we had a poster up for Casualties of War.
Yeah.
And at the top of the poster, it said Fox and Penn, because Michael J. Fox and Sean Penn were the stars. And I don't know how many people, while that poster was there, would come in and go, you got this movie Fox Penn? Can I rent Fox Penn?
You sound a little like Charlie, what's his name, from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I haven't seen
I want to see the Fox Pen.
Oh, guy, right? From Pacific Rim and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that guy. He's funny. But yeah, they'd come in and I'd be like, oh my God, it's called Casualties of War. Here you go.
I love those stories. That's like a quick sidebar when me and Jay were working at HMV, and when Evanescence first came out, and people were like, "I'd like to buy that Evanescene album," and then I feel like I remember one guy was like, "Do you have?" I can't even say that. Do you have Evans pants?
Yeah.
Evans pants.
Yeah, I had people come in and ask me for Alex is on fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Do you have Alex is on fire?
That's so great.
And why is Alex on fire?
It's right next to the Evans pants.
So yeah, I bought VHS. I loved it. It's so weird to think that I used to have movie nights in my room.
Oh yeah.
In my basement room with friends, and we'd sit on the couch, and I had my bed on milk crates behind the couch as second tier seating, and we were watching things on had to be a 19-inch TV that was 12 feet across the room.
Yeah.
For some reason, we thought that was great.
Yeah.
So weird. So weird. But yeah, I loved collecting. And then when DVD came out, it was like, what? What is
laser
this?
discs too before that.
Yeah, and Laserdisc, it was like it never really caught on, but collectors were like, oh my God, the movies are in their correct formats.
Yeah.
Things aren't cut off. No more full frame pan and scan.
Oh my God, I remember that from working at HMV for those of you listening. I don't know if HMV was in the States, but it was like a record store or like
it wasn't in the States.
a CD
UK.
and movie store. Yeah, UK. And I remember because you remember how like some DVDs it would be like a special feature that you could watch it in widescreen. Yeah. But a lot of them would only come full frame, or they would come full frame or widescreen.
Yeah.
And I remember we had like a...
And eventually they did special editions that were like widescreen only.
Yes. Yeah,
which
that's
people
right.
hated.
People hated it, yeah. We had like a...
Regular casual movie people hated it.
Yeah, dicks. And we had like a printout of like showing the and it was like that scene from Die Hard. I think that classic one of when what's his name, Al walking down the hallway.
Yeah,
and it's like just him, and he looks like he's walking down the hallway of Nakatomi Plaza. And then the widescreen version, it's like 2 feet away is a guy with a gun.
Yeah,
and that was cut out because of full frame. And always telling people like, no, you want widescreen.
I got in so many arguments with people that are like, I don't want to buy a movie to go home and sit and watch 2 black bars on the screen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're so not getting it. Yeah, used to anger me.
Movies.
Yeah, when I was working at HMV, I would lobby for the newest technology. I wanted to carry it before anybody. When I worked in a video store, when Laserdisc came out, I just harassed the owner that I wanted to carry Laserdisc in this little video store.
Was that Video Wiz or was that?
It was Raheem's Video.
Raheem's Video, oh yeah.
Video Wiz was the transition into DVD, I think.
Right.
I'm not sure. Anyway, but yeah, I would always, and then I had big things like bugging my regional manager at HMV because I wanted to carry Blu-ray.
Right.
And they were like, no. And I'm like, yes, we have to carry it before anybody. And I brought in a TV from Sears to show people how it worked.
Oh, right.
And it was like moving menus. You can pick things.
You can't just pull
they gave
TVs out of stores. I'm using this for science.
So yeah, so Blu-ray, it was like revolutionary quality and full widescreen, and then special features was then a big thing. They were a little bit on DVD, but it was usually a couple things, whereas Blu-ray had hours of it.
Interjection, do you know what the first movie on VHS that had like quote unquote a bonus feature was, and what that bonus feature was? Jay's gonna like this. It was Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah.
And it was the video for Dream Warriors by Dokken. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was the first. If I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, don't write in to tell me because I want to be right.
Right. Like so many people write in nowadays. It's so, annoying.
If I get snail
them
mail.
in their longhand letters. Oh, so annoying.
It's written in cursive.
You know, getting their, because they keep stamps at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Right. If you're that fucking upset about it. But yeah, I just thought that was like the coolest thing. Like that was the first
that's pretty neat.
like bonusy thing.
And I remember on VHS when they started getting into like special editions, because remember they did that Nightmare on Elm Street double cassette.
I have that one.
Yeah. It had like all kinds of extra stuff. And it was
scenes. Like there's other scenes?
Yeah.
Like what?
I know. It was revolutionary. So then when I collected Blu-ray, which I still collect to this day, Blu-ray and 4K are like the only two I've ever collected. Well, I guess, and I still do have DVDs of films that you can't get on either format, which is insane to me that there's any movie you can't get on Blu-ray. That's insane.
I don't know why.
And I still think it's crazy that DVD is still a huge market share of home video. And I'm like, who is buying DVD?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, I find that
Blu-rays
so strange.
Are cheap.
Yeah.
Like, they're not expensive anymore.
I know. I don't get it. But anyway, So now 4K, now that I'm a collector of 4K, I find that it really has to be for only specific movies. But for those specific movies, the difference is huge. Like Blade Runner 2049, which is a movie I don't love, but I love watching it because it's beautiful.
Right.
But when I put that in on 4K, it's mind bending. Like I'll have to show it to you. It's insane. It's like I almost thought my TV had extra features.
Weird.
Because it seemed like there was more sound than on other movies.
That's crazy.
And it's crazy. And then restorations of older movies on 4K is also mind blowing. Hitchcock stuff, Lawrence of Arabia is like, it's crazy the difference.
Hasn't there been some like that people like complained about like I could be wrong on this one, but I feel like they did like a restoration on like Texas Chainsaw or something like that. And everyone's like, it looks really like blue or something like that.
There's been
bad
color grading
restorations.
issues. A lot of it was William Friedkin related. They did a French Connection that he approved, and it had a completely different color palette. Like the whole
weird.
movie was a different color. And everybody was like, what did you do? Like you screwed up your movie. And then they released another one later that had that corrected.
Oh, crazy.
But yeah, there's been a few like that where people are like, what did you do? Like you totally
Why
screwed
did
up
you
the
change
movie.
this? Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's and it's weird because Friedkin was like, "No, that's the version I approve," and then later went back and said, "Actually, I never approved it." So it's weird things, but Friedkin's a little weird that way.
Yeah.
But then the thing now is, I think physical media existed for a long time with everybody loving it, and now there's been huge drop-offs in the sales,
Right.
and it seems to be transitioning into only a collector's format. I've even heard that like Disney is dropping out of entire countries with physical format.
Wow, really?
I think they just dropped out of Australia,
Crazy.
and they've dropped out of
So
some
you
other.
can't get Disney stuff on
Right.
like DVD or Blu-ray or whatever.
Right.
Huh.
Which is weird.
Huh.
But yeah, it's so now with the advent of labels like Shout Factory, Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, Criterion Collection. Who else is there that's huge? There's other ones that I buy from, and they go all out. They do
Right.
special packaging. They commission new artwork. They get never before seen elements, or stuff like Shout Factory when they found the extra stuff and did that Nightbreed director's cut.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so they try and find new
Cool.
cuts of the movie that have never been seen before. Most recently, a company in the UK, I think it's Second Sight, did a restoration on 4K of George Romero's Martin,
Oh, wow.
which had never even been on Blu-ray.
Huh.
And all the copies that were out were like grainy, muddy, terrible.
Yeah.
So that's where physical formats seem to be going, because now that streaming is so big, the average movie watcher is like, I'm happy with streaming.
Yeah.
I got Netflix and Prime and whatever, and I can just watch everything on there. But there's so much controversy there in that you're at the mercy of what they choose to put on there. And a lot of the time they yank the stuff back off. There was something recently.
Yeah, I hate that.
There was something recently. Oh, I think it was on Disney. They did a Disney original movie called Crater.
Okay.
And it was about young kids that live in a settlement on the moon.
Huh.
And they're going to be sent back to Earth or something, but they want to go check out this crater that one of their dads told them about.
Right.
So they steal a rover and they go out, and it felt like a very 80s adventure movie. It was really good.
Huh.
And Disney yanked it from their site like 1 month after it premiered.
Weird.
And
Wonder
all
why.
of these people were like, I had it on my watch list. Like I was dying, and it got great reviews.
Weird. I
And
wonder
nobody
why.
knows why they yanked it. So streaming, and the other thing is quality wise, yeah, you can stream 4K and it looks pretty good, but it doesn't always look like, if your Wi-Fi is not coming in that strong
fair.
that night,
Yeah, that makes sense.
then
That-
you get
that happens to us.
pixelization during the movie. Like it's never, I don't know about never, who knows what technology is going to be like in
Yeah.
15 years, but it's never going to
We're
look
not going to
quite
be
as...
around in 15 years.
Yeah, that's sad.
That's probably why you want physical media.
Yeah. But it's never going to look as good as disc-based, because it's never going to have the lesser compression
Yeah.
and the higher bit rates and all that sort of thing. So that's kind of the controversy of where's that going? A lot of people, you know, there's doomsday articles on websites about physical media is dead.
Yeah.
It's just disappearing and nobody's ever gonna, which I mean, the doomsday people are always out there saying, you know, when home video made it big, they're like, nobody's
Oh, yeah.
ever gonna go to the movie theater
Totally.
again.
Yep.
Ever. And then when-
iPads are a thing. Say goodbye to newspapers and books.
Exactly.
It's like,
yeah,
they're
like
still there,
they
like-
always do that.
Yeah.
But collectors formats, I find, like, they must be doing okay because these companies like Shout Factory
Yeah.
are ramping up their releases. There are so many things coming out.
I see both. I see the appeal of both.
Like, do you still buy any movies?
Occasionally, if it's, but not as often as I used to,
Right.
because I'm also lazy. So I'm like, oh, is it on streaming? Cool, I'll just watch. It's just easier.
Right.
I can watch it upstairs. I can watch it downstairs because I don't have a Blu-ray player upstairs. You
Right.
know, so for convenience, I love streaming, but. There's certain movies like I bought The Batman because I'm like, I want to see all those bonus features.
Yeah.
You know? And there's some movies that I want audio commentaries and stuff like that.
Or like
so I
the
can learn about the movie.
A24 Midsummer release.
Yeah. The packaging is so beautiful and stuff like
Gorgeous.
that. Yeah. So I still love physical media stuff. I like buying movies. I just don't do it as often. Also, I feel like it's harder to find them. Walmart barely has anything.
Walmart just tanked their physical media. Actually,
Yeah.
Best Buy just removed their physical media.
I haven't seen like
When you go into a Best Buy now, there's a rack at the front and it has this is what's out this week and maybe some loose stuff
Yeah.
that was out the week before. That's all the physical
Yep.
media in their entire store.
I haven't even seen that. So it's like where do you even go? You'll have to like Amazon.
Walmart
I
has
guess.
a rack and then a little tiny section
Yeah.
in the back corner, and that's
But
it.
even still, it's almost
And it's on its
nothing.
way out.
Yeah, it's almost nothing. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a reason why I haven't bought anything for a while because it's hard to find.
Yeah, I buy the majority of my stuff I'm in a couple physical media groups, and
Yeah.
there's sellers in those groups that sell stuff. And then I'll buy the occasional thing at Walmart if there's like a good deal. Like I just bought the 4K season 1 of The Last of Us.
Oh, cool.
Because for some reason, Amazon, I had it pre-ordered on Amazon, and I think it was $50. And then release day comes and it says, we don't have a date when you'll get this yet. And I'm
Oh,
like,
weird.
what? And it says it's unavailable. I'm like, that's weird. So I go to Walmart and it's $40.
Oh, crazy.
So I got it for $10 less and then canceled my Amazon order.
Fuck you, Bezos.
So that's weird. Amazon's strange that way. Like I can get really good deals on that. Especially there's this thing that if you pre-order really early, they have a price guarantee. So if there's ever a week where they
okay.
made it dip for like 2 hours, you'll get that low price.
Cool. Okay.
So it's a cool way to get that. But then you might get to 3 days before the release and they say it's not available anymore. So there's weird things about that. But obviously my big thing in life is movies.
yeah. And you're a
and-
collector. You have shelves and shelves.
Yeah, and I mean, I just
And
updated my
shelves.
TV, and so I want it. I want a copy of it if it's a movie I
Yeah.
loved. Matt Reeves' The Batman on 4K is
Ooh, I bet
nuts.
it looks great.
It's nuts. It's beautiful. And I just can't, I'm flicking channels and it's on Crave,
Yeah.
and I'm watching some of it, and I'm like, oh, why am I watching this? I have it downstairs in 4K.
Right.
And the quality is just not there.
Maybe it's because I have shitty eyesight or whatever, but it's like, and I don't have a 4K TV or
Yeah.
whatever. For me, I'm just like, I just want to see it.
Yeah,
You know?
and I
it's
think
like- I mean, I
you're in
don't-
the
if-
majority.
Yeah.
I think most people think that way. And I'm all right with that. If it becomes streaming only or movie theater,
Yeah.
as long as there still exists the niche labels that are going to release the cult stuff
Yeah.
in
I do
these
like
special
collecting, too.
editions, then I'm okay with that because I accept that things are going to change.
Sure.
I hate that I can't go to a video store and look at their previously viewed
I
wall
know.
anymore.
I miss video stores.
I really
honestly.
miss
I miss that so much. The feeling of just because the covers, right? The covers
Yeah.
were so great, especially we spent a lot of time in the horror sections and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like you would go and not know. Well, I don't know what horror movie this is, but you'd see the cover and be like, "Oh, this looks cool," and it's
Yeah.
like you'd find hidden gems that way.
Yeah,
just-
it's funny that now you have to go on a streaming site and look for the category that's hidden gems that they call it that.
Yeah.
And I do that, and I've found some great movies that way.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's kind of the same thing of that used to be cool that you'd just see the cover
Yeah.
and be like, interesting.
yeah. I miss
Flip it
that.
over and read it and be like, huh, interesting.
This guy's in it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was always a bummer when you get home and you'd be like, damn it, I paid for that rental. and
Yeah.
it sucked. Like at least now when I'm trying a hidden gem on Apple or something, I didn't pay anything extra for
Yeah.
it. So that's good.
Do you
But-
do you remember the first DVD you bought, or like VHS or like movie or whatever?
VHS I do because I joined the Columbia House thing.
Oh my
and
God,
it's
I
when I
forgot
was
about
living
that.
in Port Hope.
Wow. Okay.
And I ordered my first batch of Pick 5 for $1.
Classic.
And the first one I ordered was Crocodile Dundee.
I was not going to say Terminator.
Nope,
Like a
Crocodile Dundee.
That's amazing.
That was my first
Holy
VHS,
shit,
and I
that's
don't
so
remember
funny.
what the other four were, but for some reason I remember. But Crocodile Dundee's freaking great.
Oh yeah,
It's a great movie.
It was just so funny. I didn't.
But yeah,
I
it's
don't know
a
why I
weird-
expected a
it's a
Short
weird
Circuit
choice.
2. Fucking mannequin.
It is a super weird choice to have been my first VHS.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I don't remember my first of any other formats.
Huh.
I don't remember what my first DVD or my first Blu-ray were, or my first 4K.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
I remember because when I was living in Alberta and I got my first DVD player, which I think like a girl that I was had dated but was still friends with was like, I bought you a DVD player, and I was like, whoa, what? Like, aren't these like $400 or something? But I was like,
I got the first DVD that hit the market, which was a Toshiba, I think.
okay.
And I paid $899 for it.
Holy, that's insano. So yeah, so I got the DVD player and I was like super pumped. And there was just a small, like locally owned, this is when I was in Calgary, DVD store. It wasn't like a name, it wasn't Best Buy, and it was just a small store
Right.
that was like 2 blocks from me. And I went down there and it was it's one or two. I can't remember. Maybe I bought them on the same day. So I can't be exactly certain, but it was either like the special edition Nightmare Before Christmas
Right.
or the special edition of Mallrats was my first DVD.
Oh, yeah?
And they had like all these features and stuff on it. So it was like
Yeah.
so awesome to like go through all this stuff and like the commentaries. That was the first time I was really like getting to dive into all this stuff. And I was like, this is just so crazy.
When I worked for video stores, there was a conference every year that we went to in Toronto, and you'd go as a video retailer.
Yeah.
And there'd be like booths and everything, almost like a comic convention. But it would be them saying like, here's what we're releasing next year, and this is the
Right.
new one. And this was when we had VHS in the video store that I worked at. And I remember going to the first year that they were introducing DVD.
Huh.
And we went up to this booth, and they're just like, so anyway, they'll have a menu. And I'll be like, what? And then they're like, and you can select from the menu, and you can do scene selection, and you can jump right to your favorite scene. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane. Oh, and then you can switch it. If you're Spanish, you can switch it to Spanish, and they'll talk Spanish.
Do
And
we
I'm
need,
like,
do we need a separate thing to rewind it like the tapes?
yeah, it was really, I remember really seriously having my mind blown, like I felt like I was in the future.
That's amazing.
I was just like, that is crazy talk that can happen.
Wizards.
So it was big. I think the future of physical formats is still going to be niche collector stuff.
Probably, yeah.
The thing I was saying about how the average consumer is still buying DVD and that it's still a huge market share of the physical format market, especially at places like Walmart.
Right.
And I thought, how long is that going to last? Like, I'm kind of surprised it's 2023 and there's still families pushing their cart down the aisle and being like, hey, look, the Batman's out. Let's buy it on DVD.
Yeah, yeah.
I just find that weird.
It does seem
But
weird.
it's still happening. I just find that really odd.
It's just the non-collector brain.
Yeah,
Or-
but
well,
they
I mean,
they must be collecting.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
It does seem
I'm
weird.
really shocked that DVD is still hanging on.
Yeah,
I'm like,
me too.
why is it still here?
Yeah.
It's very odd.
It's like I only see DVDs at like Dollarama now, and it's always like some like rip-off Casper cartoon or
Walmart's
Turner
new
Hooch or
release
some
rack
shit.
now is like 2 sides and 2 ends, right?
Right, yeah.
And on the top is like the new Batman in 4K and Blu-ray and DVD. But then you go to the other side and it's all DVD.
Weird.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
And they even do DVD only releases from studios. Like they'll do, here's all the Jurassic Park movies in a DVD set for like $12.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
But they don't release it on Blu-ray.
It's
really weird. It's really weird.
I know it costs more to make a Bluray than it does a regular DVD.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a factor. It's like dirt cheap to put things just on DVD as opposed to when I was doing like the Indiegogo stuff for the Quiet Room Bear short film.
Yeah.
And I was looking at originally the idea was like, let's put it on a Blu-ray. It was so much more money.
Isn't that weird?
To put things on a Blu-ray than a DVD. So much more, like shocking. So I guess that's probably
that makes sense because if you go into like Best Buy, you can still buy DVDRs, but you can't really buy a stack of blank Blu-rays as easy. So that's weird.
Yeah,
very strange.
We cracked it.
Maybe.
Back to the Batcave.
But anyway, so as long as they keep doing those formats, my collection at its peak was about 3,000.
Right.
And I've trimmed that back 1,300 movies in
Wow.
the past couple of years. I've sold a lot.
Yeah.
Just because I realize one day I'm going to be very old and I may be in a smaller place.
Yeah.
And I won't have room for all of them. So I have set it.
Your daughter's going to put you in a home as soon as she can.
That's right. That's right. But I've separated my collection into essentials and non-essentials. Movies I love, but that I will one day maybe get rid of. And my one shelf of movies that I will never get rid of.
Sure, yeah.
And who knows, one day I may just have the discs in a suitcase. Who knows? You know how they make those disc suitcases where you just flip for space? Maybe I'll do that. But I can't see myself
getting rid of
in
all
the
of
rest of my life not having physical formats or something, unless there's some technological advance where it's like you can instantly access.
Brain.
Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, we'll see. I'm curious what everybody else is going to think. Maybe on social media, some of you listeners can chime in and tell us what you think of. Do you still buy DVDs?
Yeah. Let us know.
Buy?
Actually, that would be really interesting.
I'm very curious what people do.
Yeah.
If streaming is the be all and end all for everybody, or I don't know.
Convenience
Curious
versus collecting.
Chime in. Let us know.
Yeah.
But we have a couple minutes left. Why don't we tell the people, because I don't think we've really addressed this.
Right.
Tell the people about your endeavors in life, what you do for a living with your art, and your the world famous Quiet Room Bears.
The world yes, exactly.
Let them know.
I just hit 2.1 million followers on TikTok for Quiet Room Bears. Yeah, this one video I posted,
which is crazy because I have 2.1 followers. So what a
Who's
coincidence!
The 0.1? A baby, and they have a higher follower count than you.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I'm an artist, and I created the Quiet Room Bears, which are one-of-a-kind, individually numbered horror art teddy bears that I've been making since 2001, and I've made about 900 or so at this point, and they're really
nuts.
It is, isn't it crazy?
That
nuts. First one was to bring to your Halloween party.
Yeah,
which I've told that story so many times.
Yeah.
My brother was having a Halloween party, which was a themed party called Rosemary's Baby Shower, and they had a little demon toy in a crib, and they were going to have a contest, which they didn't end up doing, of whoever rings the best.
You do have that rehearsed.
Yeah, I've done it so because everyone wants to know like how do you start making the bears? Yeah, but yeah, it's bananas that I've made probably close to 900 over the years.
Number 1,000 is going to have to be something special.
Yeah. I mean, I've skipped certain numbers that I'll maybe do, but yeah, 1,000 will. It's just crazy. I never thought I'd still be doing this.
Start saving your pennies now, kids.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I am charging you a lot.
Yeah.
I am undercharging now.
So yeah, they're a phenomenon. You
they
make new batches every once in a while.
Yeah,
and,
around every 8 weeks or so, I drop a batch. I have a Patreon where certain patrons, if you like my art and want to support me, you can get like monthly sketches or like more detailed drawings and art prints. And there's certain tiers where you can buy a Quiet Room Bear the day before the public gets them because they sell out pretty quick. And otherwise, I'm a painter. I haven't painted as much as I want to. I kind of miss painting because I started doing a lot of just like illustrating and drawing and doing those here, like the Muppets but horror, like those series, which also
and
are
I mean,
on
if you can't afford original stuff from Lee, he has prints of his stuff. And
prints are $20.
I have originals and prints, and his paintings are amazing. And
shucks.
I have ones that I can't even fit on my wall. I have so many.
I still have one that I gave to you that I'm going to read. Is that Leon, the professional one?
Oh, right.
It's an old painting that I did that now I look at. Years ago, I went to you and I was like, give me this back.
And now you have great shame.
I look at it and I'm like, I can do much better than this now, and I just have better ideas for it. But it's also huge. I don't know where the fuck you put it. But I'm a painter, and you can. I have an Etsy shop, which is very unprofessional. I should get a real website, but it's on there. I also have a Hotmail address you can reach me at. I'm a creature of habit.
Quiet Room Bears at AOL.com.
Yeah. Look me up on Bing. Alta Vista. See you there. Shit, I think that was going to be one of my funny outros. Alta Vista. No, that's okay. I also ripped that off from Parks and Rec. Anyway, I have art prints. There's a lot of ways you can support me. I'm an independent artist. I work for myself, so I'm in constant fear that I'm going to go have to get a real job. So if you like my art, feel free to support me on Patreon or buy some of my art prints and stuff like that.
Yeah, at the very least, check out his art. It's very cool, and share it around to people who might like it. It's cool stuff, especially if you're a horror fanatic and you haven't heard about his stuff yet. I mean, go check it out. You'll love it.
Oh, thanks. Oh, gosh. Is that the end of the episode, or are we gonna?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
are we
well,
gonna do a little Bill pitch?
I don't do art, but I wrote a book called 10 Minutes from Home, which is like a Canadian zombie epic. And if you like zombie novels, check it out. It's on pretty much any Amazon worldwide. 10 Minutes from Home by Bill Howard. Just type that in, and you should be able to find it.
And if you like Last of Us type stuff,
yeah,
I
it's
think
very
fits in
very
well
Last
with
of
that.
Us, Stephen King's Cell book. Inspired by a lot of The Road, Cormac McCarthy's The Road. It's inspired by a lot of those things, but it's very Canadian. Takes place in the GTA around here, around Toronto, and yeah, it's a fun ride. Check it out.
And big news.
And it's being developed into a film, so you might be hearing more about that soon. I will keep you updated on here as
absolutely.
how that's progressing. The script is being written as we speak.
And what's great is that the movie will be different enough from the book that if you are a fan of one or the other, like if you see the movie when it comes out and love it, then absolutely buy the book, because then it's like a companion. It'll be a
the
companion
movie
piece.
is very much going to be a reinterpretation sort of thing, a
like a more
reimagining
contained version, kind of in a way, yeah. Like story-wise.
it's kind of like Pontypool, the book and the movie, where it's they're in the same world with the same people but different things.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. So yeah, when the movie comes out, check it out and check out the book beforehand and see what you think. And yeah, there you go. That's what we do to keep ourselves busy when we're not here yakking.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Keep buying the physical media. Keep if you're a collector, I mean, keep buying it and keep it up and support the films that you like. There's so much going on, so much turmoil in the film industry right now. If you like the art, then support it by all means. And we'll catch you next time. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Real Ramblers are very nice. Topical joke Borat. My sister's a whore.
That's so timely and current. I love it.
Swing.
Oh, thanks for tuning in, folks. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.